Well, President Biden is putting into play his national COVID-19 strategy. It involves a number of things, including increasing vaccinations and testing, reopening schools and businesses, and also increasing the use of masks. Dr. Anthony Fauci told reporters at the White House today that the U.S. could return to some normalcy by the fall of this year if the vaccination campaign does indeed go well.
If we get 70 to 85% of the country vaccinated, let's say by the end of the summer, middle of the summer, I believe by the time we get to the fall, we will be approaching a degree of normality. It's not going to be perfectly normal, but one that I think will take a lot of pressure off the American public.
Fauci, who also said he is feeling freer to talk under this new administration, also announced the U.S. will remain a member of the World Health Organization. He says the U.S. will resume funding to the organization and join the global vaccine effort. Following the inauguration, President Joe Biden wrote a letter to the UN Secretary General saying the U.S. had reversed its plan to pull out from the World Health Organization, better known as WHO, the WHO. Here's a look at the progress of the vaccine rollout so far here in the U.S. The CDC reporting nearly 38 million have been shipped, more than 17 million have been administered, and so far 15 million people have gotten that first dose. 2 million have gotten the second dose. Health officials, meantime, in Florida are now requiring proof of residency to get a COVID-19 vaccine. This comes as the state is facing that so-called vaccine tourism. Did a story on this a few days back. That's where people are traveling from out of state or even overseas there to Florida to get the shot. The new health guideline only applies to those receiving their first dose. Those who've already received their first dose but do not have proof of residency will be eligible to get their second dose there in the state of Florida. Well, just one day after he took the oath of office, state health secretaries are asking President Biden for earlier and more reliable predictions on COVID-19 vaccine deliveries.
Healthcare workers concerned about the demand versus the current supply. News Nation correspondent Nancy Louie is live for us in Los Angeles tonight with that part of the story. Good evening, Nancy.
Good evening, Marnie. Vaccine anxiety is evident here in California and so many other states. In a statement to News Nation, Pfizer expressed confidence in providing an adequate supply, noting improvements in their manufacturing process, but a lot of states are still nervous about having enough doses to provide those second shots, along with meeting demands for seniors who have yet to get the first one. At the world's largest vaccination site, now operating out of Dodger Stadium, the cars keep coming and demand is high. But confidence is low among healthcare leaders about maintaining an adequate supply of vaccine to go around.
We're not yet sure about our allocation for next week, which will need to cover those healthcare workers that need their second doses, as well as everybody who's ready for their first dose.
Hope is hinging on the vow by President Biden to vaccinate 100 million Americans in his first 100 days in office. According to the CDC, only about 17.5 million have been vaccinated as of today, with total doses distributed under 38 million.
Part of the distribution problem relates to the fact that we didn't have time to set up the sites we needed. We didn't have time to hire the people and get them trained we needed when the vaccine started coming in.
Today, the governor of Utah expressed confidence in the new national strategy, highlighting a current issue with federal partners that are slower to roll out vaccinations than local health departments.
This is a problem across the country. This isn't just a Utah problem. Everyone is seeing this problem and working really hard to claw back those doses, and there's no reason for those doses to sit on shelves and potentially expire, which would be the worst case scenario.
Despite these supply chain concerns, leaders are encouraging increased demand.
Vaccinating millions of people in a matter of months will be difficult.
In a joint video released today, the governors and lieutenant governors of Illinois and 6 other Midwestern states urged everyone to make a plan to get vaccinated.
The vaccine is safe and effective, and it's the greatest tool we have to defeat COVID-19.
By making a plan to get vaccinated when the vaccine is available to you, you can help us return to normal sooner.
Meantime, other vaccine options are in the pipeline and could be in the mix soon to possibly ease anxiety over supply. California's top epidemiologists addressed that during an online news conference.
I've not heard any really concrete information on how much, if and when those are approved, how much supply that will add. One of them is great. The Janssen one is only 1 dose, so that will really help a great deal as far as not having this complex issue around the doses.
And as you may have heard today, Amazon, the mega company, has offered to help the Biden administration with distribution. And meantime, state health leaders are asking the new administration for more reliable information when it comes to delivery of the vaccines. That's the latest live from LA. I'm Nancy Liu reporting. Marnie and Rob, back to you.
Nancy, thank you. Quick question before we let you go. What exactly is the hurdle or the holdup in all this? Is it the manufacturing, though, the distribution, or the staffing to actually get the needle in the arm? Where's the hiccup?
Well, Rob, from all that we're hearing, it certainly doesn't seem to be a production issue, because we heard from Pfizer alone today that they expect to produce 2 billion doses by the end of this year. And as you've heard, more vaccines are coming onto the market. And from health authorities, we're hearing that the problem seems to be distribution. With, expected deliveries of a certain amount, they're often shortchanged and they'll get far fewer doses. And it's just hard to plan that way. And we heard President Biden say earlier that help is on the way. We can almost hear a collective response from state health leaders saying, bring it already.
Yeah, there's definitely frustration out there. We'll see if the changes are afoot and we can get this thing up to speed. Nancy, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
A new study by the Journal of the American Medical Association says there is an increase in the number of children hospitalized due to COVID-19. In Steuben County, Arizona, for example, health experts say hundreds of kids have been admitted over the past few months. And in New York, one doctor says there's also growing concern over mental health.
So the challenge is not the short-term outcomes, but the long-term outcomes, how it's going to affect children. Because in children, it's mostly affecting their personal life, their social life, and this is the age where they are learning new things and it's affecting their learning skills, their learning abilities.
The doctor says they have seen more kids suffering from anxiety and depression over the past few months. We do have a new feature on our app and website we'd like to tell you about, tracking the number of coronavirus vaccines during President Biden's first 100 days. He has pledged 100 million shots in that time, and you can keep track for yourself by going to newsnationnow.com/100M.